Hey, thanks for joining me on Misfires on Main. I'm Dustin, and I'm going to show you what I've been up to lately with this Cadillac. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video, and trying to get back on track here. Got a little busy, you know? So, here we go. Ain't hitting on me, but the day is great with it. Misfires on me. We have farts. Whew, been like a month since the car show, I think. And it's about time we actually get some proper brakes on this thing. You know, so we ain't got a pump pedal, kind of scream when you stop, hope for the best, you know. I want to just ease on it, halt, you know, be good enough. So let's see how this works out. Well, I'll show you what I got here, you know. I had to dig in myself. Hey, what? Why are you so far away? Come on in. Alright, I got nothing but the best for this unit here. Say it, I don't know. Nujian? 23 bucks. Even got both sides. I've been searching for a left front caliper since I bought the car. Ta-da! It's available now. So I bought it. Some wheel bearings for the front. Fire sticks. Ouch. Hardware, brake hoses. Got all new brake hoses. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I even got a master cylinder. Pretty pumped about that. I was not sure. New brake pads. More hardware. This is really the best. There's no other filter. I'm telling you. Oh yeah. Another, you know, this is another brand name. Cheapest. There was a cheaper one, and then, you know, they called me and emailed me, said, hey, by the way, our inventory is off, so you gotta pay another $3 and get those ones. I said, do it. Some more hardware here. They ship this stuff in like 17 different packages, shipping. Like, the FedEx truck came like 7 times in one day. I don't know. And the thing I want to do least. Carburetor rebuild. If spark plugs take care of enough of it, I'm going to avoid that. It was $20, so I'm not too worried if it happens or not. Kind of think it needs it. I don't know if it's the accelerator pump or junk in there or whatever the deal is. I haven't really drove it all that much to study it, so probably just start with spark plugs and brakes and see where it goes from there. Well, the sun is directly in my eyes when I'm looking at you, so sorry about the squinting. But it's what I got to work with right now. Gonna pop the old master off, get that switched out right away. Of course, now it's full of fluid. It's gonna make a mess. Oh, it ain't all that full. Some leaked out. It's actually good news right now. I don't really care about that. Dregs it is. Oh yeah, it's ready to squish all over down. Now that's just open lines, let it leak. Sometimes they impress me. Good enough. See how much more of a mess we can make here. Crack the lines loose. Or so I think. Ooh, yeah. Wow. And right off. I have full intentions of replacing these brake lines. They're the only two I haven't done other than the left rear one, but I gotta put the hoses on first before I can do that. So what I'm saying is I wasn't too scared of twisting it off. Just gave her the beans, hope for the best, coming off one way or another. And I probably could use these two lines, but I'm not gonna. I want to feel good about hitting the brakes and not give her the face every time you touch the pedal. Because the deer are plentiful around here. Ooh yeah. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Woo! That's a good one. Ain't nothing better on a nice hot summer day than just good torching it. Ah! 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 Make sure to only use the appropriate hammer because, you know, we're building things here. Yippee! You spin me right round, baby, right round. I really don't like that song. It sure gets stuck in your head, tell you what. Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't leaking at all. Nope. See that? Juicy. Brand spanking new. Whoop-pow! Brand new shiny. Literally the newest thing on this car as of right now. The newest thing about this car? I don't know. There she goes. So now it's time for just about my least favorite thing, brake lines. And you can see little brackets in there, bolt, bracket there, bolt against the manifold. And so what I'm gonna do is just cut them or break them off as nearest to that point as I can, and then leave that in there, and then just run the lines over the top of them because it's fine and it's functional. So let's get to her. I found one of the best ways to get old lines off, without being super strategic about it. Just kind of gently grab it here and then just, do the thing, and then comes right off and right back on. Be patient. Um, being perfect takes time, so do your best to do your best. This one isn't rusty enough, apparently. It's rusty enough right there. Perfect. And the main reason for actually taking them off is to get the fittings. I'm too cheap to buy new ones. Oh. Also brand new. Okay. That was unnecessary. That's safety right there. Just gotta do it. So I'll get you on in here. You can see my masterpiece of a brake line. Got the other two on the portioning valve here that I gotta snip off. Get the nuts out of there. Drill the line out of the nut. Flare the line. Don't forget to put the nut on the line. And then flare the other end of the line. Then put it on. Pretty simple. But I don't like doing it. You know, science just doesn't make sense. The soft lines get hard, and the hard lines get soft. Why? So I can't get snips in there. I just not enough to squeeze on them. But what I can get in there is this. And I know how to destroy way more than I'm intending to. Because I usually do that when I use this salsa. Here we go. Ta-da! See if we can grab a hold of these now and nicely persuade them out of the way. So now, because I'm cheap, you just take a 3/16 drill bit, and drill your 3/16 line, punch out the old line, clean it up, brake clean it out, put the new line on. So. Try not to like hog it out, but clean it out. I like to just hit the threads with a wire brush quick. You gotta go crazy, but get the big stuff out of there anyway. So I use a copper line, and sometimes that squishes on a little more than the steel stuff, and you get half a thread on there farther or something, and that junk just fights you. Ain't great, but good enough. This was about the most basic kit. None special. I think it was 30-40 bucks at the parts store. Old school way of doing it, but it works. So I just pinch her in the vise here and 3/16 line. Oddly enough, pinch her in a 3/16 slot. Just snug these up for now, kind of set your depth. Usually you kind of gotta do 2-3 flares to figure out your depth on it. See what the flare looks like. If it don't look good, cut it off, try again. So when you got all these bits, that's step one. Slide that in there. Take your, really throw that on the ground first. Take the little press steel here. Slide it over. Sometimes with these cheaper kits, these wing nuts don't line up right, and so you kind of gotta make it work the best you can. Slide the thing in and smash her down. Thing kind of gets stuck in there, but yeah, so Yeah, I don't know. I have to go a little deeper. Try and get you in here. Doesn't look awful, but it sure ain't great. It's kind of ovaled. We'll see what it looks like after I flare it out second time here. So then you just use the cone end, smash her down again. Don't go too crazy. Kind of watch it. Once you do a couple, you get a feel for it, and once you do 1,000, you know what they're supposed to look like. This one might turn out. This copper land is nice because you ain't really got to be perfect. Ooh, that really old. Yeah, you ain't got to be perfect because it's pretty forgiving. It smushes in there and fixes what you did wrong. So this is not by any means an ideal flare or perfect by any means. You can see, sorry, my finger. You can see right here, kind of ovaled out and smushed in. Okay, so I'm not really liking this little groove. Fluid could definitely see past that. It might not. Squish the rest of the way, so what I'm going to do is just chop it off and try again. So here's just a generic tubing cutter. Mine aren't special. It's really not great. Does the job. I just kind of keep my hand on it and pivot it. As I go around, I keep tightening it a little bit at a time. This one's not good at all, so it doesn't work as easy as others that I've used. But it was $10. There, bam. Got a cut. Morning. So, it got dark all last night, and here we are again, next day. Gonna get the front rotors off, bearings out of it, cleaned up. Probably just change the bearings. Better off than repacking them and worry about it down the road. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. It's already like 75 degrees and it's 10 o'clock. So that'll be nice. Sun's just coming around my garage here, gonna start beating on the car, so I better get her in. I'm too cheap to buy new rotors, so I'm just gonna peel these off, clean them up basically, and put them back on, and just pretend that I put new ones on. The bearings are kind of loud. They're not screaming by any means, and it spins free, but yeah, so I don't know if they're junk or not. They're getting new ones. Let's see. Things stop spinning here. See how easy these caps come off. Yeah, not enough gap. Alright, set you guys up and I'll start beating on this thing, see if I can get her off. Stubborn little bugger. Guess it's been on there a couple of years. Oof. Oh, maybe that's just, oh, thought it was milky looking, like water got in there, but just newer, clearish yellow grease. That's nice. Get our cotter pin off here. When you're sliding your rotor off, watch this outer bearing. You come jumping out at you. You know, if you were planning on to repack it, you don't want it falling down, you bend the cage, and bearing's done for then. There she was. Oh yeah, the grease actually looks goodish. Like a blue marine mix with yellow wheel bearing grease. Ought to do the job. See, oil isn't even leaking. Can't believe that. Thing being all dried out. I mean, ooh, it is completely rock hard, but yeah, that's a good seal. If the guy were to be real cheap, he could reuse that. Not recommended, but you could. All right, let's get these races pounded out. Okay, here we go. You need about 3 of these rolls to do 2 sets of bearings, honestly. It's the amount of rags you go through. And these aren't totally ideal for this job. Sometimes I just like to use old cut up t-shirts or whatever you got lying around that, because these kind of fall apart when you hit the castings in there and the threads on the spindle. And so they ain't perfect, but sometimes you just run out of old shirts to cut up, and this is what you got. So I'm going to punch out the races and the rotors. Realize, don't punch. Or anything that really suits as a punch. Other than this. In a minute. I found this. It's not worth anything to me, but it is solid metal. So what I'm going to do is just cut it off, clean up the edge, and ta-da, here's my punch. Ta-da. Okay, take my homemade punch here. Find some safety glasses because stuff starts flying. And the plugs for my ears. rest of the grease cleaned out of here. Enough for now. Okay, gonna install my new rotors here. There's 5 thousandths right there, perfectly all the way around. Okay, so I'm just going to start with, do not do this to your own vehicle. But if you were to, in a pinch, use a flap wheel, a wore out flap wheel. Not a new one, it's too aggressive. And do not use a grinding wheel. Just trying to get the big stuff off here. You know, the chunks and the lips and the edges. Just so it doesn't totally tear up my new pads. This ain't a daily driver, but, you know, just want it to be good enough to get down the road. I didn't feel like spending another 150 bucks on rotors. But I think these will do what I'm trying to do. Yeah, so, like I said, don't do it. But if you do it like that. Okay, boom, ready for new bearings and races. Of course, you know, nothing but the best. Do you see that little thing right there? Yep, that's pretty nice. Ta-da! Bam! Give her one more spray out, get all the storage oil and metal pieces that were flying around from punching it in there. Bearing packing time. I like to clean the oil off. Oh, not over the grease. spray with some brake clean, that whatever storage oil is on there. Normally I'd like to blow them out too, you know, kind of, but air compressor gave up on me, so we just have a little bit of this, and some of that, and some of this. Yeah, there, perfectly dry and clean. So, take, you know, multi-vehicle grease. It's good for all of your vehicles. Take bearing, scoop it in there, put it right in here. Then just start, you know, kind of work it in there little bits at a time. Don't need a lot of grease. I ain't doing a very good job because not really paying attention, but you just kind of keep pushing and pushing, and eventually you'll see the little bits of grease coming through the center right here. That's when you know she's packed, and you just do that all the way around. Fancy people got, my hands are dirty, I should have cleaned them first. Fancy people got bearing packers, whether it's just a hand one, you basically take your jug there and you just push it down and it packs it, or you got the, I don't know, there's a bunch of different types. Grease gun ones, and they're nice, but for how often do you usually pack bearings? Are you gonna go spend 30 bucks on it, or 50, 100, whatever? You're doing it once a year maybe, you gotta tell your trailer bulls out when you're going to pick up your next project, something like that. But hey, if it's worth it to you to get one, then get one. But I think everybody should have to do it this way to learn, so when you get in a bind, you know what you're doing here. You ain't got no tools. Bam. Packed. I just take whatever excess grease is all over me in the bearing and just rub it around the outside. Make sure you got a good coating all over the inner race and everything. You don't want to dry start this unit here. It's just like an engine. You don't give it lubrication. Gets hot. Goes boom. Then you're not happy. So I just take a little bit of grease and coat up the race here before you slap the bearing in. Just, yes, you can overdo it with grease, but you do have to have enough. And I like to have at least a little bit on everything that's creating friction in this, so avoid any problems. Plop a bearing in there. Grab our seal. Overpriced $10 seal, you know, it's nothing special, not even a spring in there, it's just a piece of rubber. But I like to take a little grease on there too and load up the lip. Ain't gotta go crazy. Pop that in there. Make sure it's level to start. These ones going pretty easy, so you can't, I mean, sure, you probably could screw it up, but you almost gotta try. And then just take anything that's flat, you know, covers the whole area of the seal, and just happens to be a GM axle nut socket with an extension shoved through it. Works real nice. Make sure the seal's good and level, put a little pressure on it. Bam. She's in. Alright, I'm done. For this, I usually use a paint paddle stick or something small like this. A popsicle stick works great. Let's take some grease, shove it in the cavity. Another one on things, don't go crazy, but I just kind of get it level around the cavity. Don't fill it by any means. Just enough so I can fling around and get to the bearings if need be. Now we'll go clean up our spindle, then we can plop it back together. So I'll just grab myself another dozen rags and get to cleaning. Got all the dirt, rust, water, grease, brake dust out of here. And then, preferably, I use emery cloth, but I just don't have any, so some 150 grit sandpaper I'll have to do to clean up the seal edge here where it rides, just to get the lip may have wore into the spindle at all, or whatever's going on there. You just don't want any edges cutting your new seal, or because doing this once is more than enough. Sure don't want to do it again if we got grease slinging all over because the seal got cut. There, brand spanking new again. Good for another 30 years, right? And take just a little more grease, give some on the spindle. Just a little film. Otherwise, if you put too much, you just kind of pile drive it back there. Don't really do you no good. Should have get the seal lit. And all the way around. Makes the bearings go on easier, and of course, no dry starts. So not that I usually forget to do this, but you know, clean up your washer and your nut before you put the rotor on. So then you ain't sitting there holding it, you know, oh geez, now what? Because you ain't got clean nut, or it's, you know, on the other side or in the garage yet, or whatever. You gotta peel it back off and hope your seal's good. And yeah, just make sure you get all the old grease off. Just wipe the nut off and load her down with brake clean. Brand new. Slap her on. Just kind of keep spinning it. There's something rubbing in there. Hopefully that self-clearances. Ooh, that's annoying. Just kind of keep snugging that up. Man, what is that? Just turn the radio up. Just a dust shield scraping on there. But just keep snugging that up a little bit. Spin it. You're just trying to seat that bearing into the race. Don't really hammer down, just kind of keep bumping it, snug it a little bit. After a while, you get the feel for it. And you feel when enough is enough, and she's good to go. I think she's about done here. Really feeling preload coming in. That's what you're chasing, is seat the bearings and get some preload on it. And you just keep spinning and spinning. And when you think you're done, you just give her a spin. So she's bottomed out now. And just loosen the nut off. Whoops. And snug it back up till it stops by hand. Eyeball your next hole slot location. Just bump it up to the nearest one. You don't want it tight. See how it spins nice and free now. Make sure there's no play in it, in and out, or side to side, anything like that. And get yourself a new cotter pin. Don't be reusing them or slamming a nail through it. Definitely not recommended. Have I done it? There's a chance. Hammer that over, snip the end off so I don't get caught in the cap. Boom. And our dust shield even. Quiet it up. Now there's no noise when you spin it. Nice and free. Probably good for the rest of this life of this old girl here. And we'll take our cap and wipe off all the old stuff. Make sure she's nice and clean. And what I do, probably not everybody does, but just take a little silicone or a gasket maker, just a little bit around the edge to make sure it seals, because more often than not these caps get bent up and they don't seal perfectly all the way around, so water and dirt, whatever, can get in there. So this is just a little reassurance. And take another plop of grease and give her a little bit in there. Give the outer bearing some extra lube if it needs it. Slap it on. Try not to beat on the center of the cap if you don't have to, because it usually gets dented up, but do it a little bit to get it started. Prefer to take a, nearest punch. Go around the edge to get it really seated. Then, bang it all up and you have to get a new one. There. Beautiful. Win a showmanship award here and clean all the extra goop off. Beautiful. Just beautiful. There you have it. New bearings, races, and of course, brake rotor. So give it a professional job. Should clean her up. Because there's lots of junk left on there. See? Now she's brand new.
I might know what the squealing noise in the parade was. The insanely loud, every time you'd think about touching the brakes. Yeah, or right through the rivets, so it's good. That's, just gonna reuse that. Anyways, let's tear this apart. I got a get this old hose off so I can throw the caliper in the box for my $8 core. Oh, I'm glad that went so easy. And since some reason they don't send new washers with hoses or calipers, I'm gonna clean this one up, reuse it, and hope for the best. It's gotta work, right? How to do it. Oh, I'll take the bolts off first, I suppose. No, why'd you do that? Okay. Well, clip any better? Simple as that. You do gotta push these pins back though, because I did the other side already, and those don't fit the way they are. There. Now she's ready. Well, good news is it just started raining. I promise you, the sun was out when I just went in the garage. That's nice. I think I'm gonna do the rear brakes in the garage like a smart person, because every time I've come out here, it's either it gets dark immediately, because you know I just used the time that I got, which ain't a lot, and the last 2 times I came out here, 2 days in a row, it started raining, and yesterday, I mean, like pouring. So yeah. Arthritis, here we come. Oof. out of the rain. Well, that day I did end up getting rained out, but I got the front brakes on it anyways, got them bled. Don't think I need to show you that, it's kind of boring, but anyways, maybe one day I'll show you when I get the rears together here, I don't know. Slow and steady, but getting there. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Give the videos a like, subscribe, you know, I appreciate everything you guys do. Comment down below, tell me what you think. Trying to do the best I can with what I got around here for now. Until I got a real garage to do real work in, you know, and leave a project down and not get rained out and sun beating and down my neck, you know. But work in progress, so thanks everybody for watching.